get together as a family, friends, just a little an opportunity to get together, have a good boil. You can sit around the table and spend time visiting, friends coming together.
That's John Galling of Southeast Texas Crawfish Farm.
There's only one Baytril 100 enrofloxacin injectable. It's called Baytril 100 enrofloxacin injectable. Made by Bayer and relied upon by veterinarians and producers since 1998. Other drugs may try to say they're the same, but Baytril 100 is the only enrofloxacin FDA approved for bovine respiratory disease control in high-risk cattle. It's also the only enrofloxacin FDA approved for single-dose treatment of BRD. Your livelihood is important to Bayer, and we're proud to manufacture Baytril 100 to our high standard of quality. When you're facing BRD, reach for the brand you've trusted. Baytril 100. For complete product information, contact your veterinarian or visit Baytril100.com. Prescription only. Extra label use in food-producing animals is prohibited. A 28-day slaughter withdrawal in cattle is required.
And this has been Focus on Agriculture. I'm Gary Joyner, and we are the TFB Radio Network.
Broadcasting live from the K-Best studios in the Spring City. It's the morning show you wake up to hear. Gooney in the Morning with Gooney and Alex on KBST FM and AM. Wake up, Howard County.
Good morning. Welcome to Gooney in the Morning on KBST, AM and FM. Gooney here with you this morning. Wednesday, we're halfway through the week. It's June 11th, and Heather's in the house.
Hey, guys.
Sorry, I'm trying to work the mics over here.
Yeah.
Well, whenever I came in yesterday to help Charles out. He was playing a pretty cool game yesterday on Texas Country Afternoon. It's called Willie or TJ.
Yeah.
Or TJ or Willie. I don't know how he put it.
That was pretty cool.
But it was Willie Nelson and then TJ Broskoff, and he was doing a little show or a little game show kind of deal. And I jumped in to help show how to play the game, I guess, and I was on a different mic, so I had to turn the mic.
Flip it.
Yeah, basically. But you're here.
Yeah.
I was trying to get that before your cue because I know how much you hate missing that cue.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to help you out. Good morning.
Good morning, Gooney.
Good morning. It's 6:28. We got about 2 minutes for our first segment here. It's too early. You don't care.
It's too early.
No, it's not. It's not. I'm excited to be here. I hope you are too.
I'm always excited to be here with you, Gooney.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Of course, we do have our live video stream up right now on YouTube. The easiest way that I found to go there is to just go to our website first.
Yeah.
Just go to kbestmedia.com, which is an awesome website. You might get lost in there playing around. But once you get there, in the top right-hand corner, there's a little YouTube button. You can just click on that, and that takes you directly to our YouTube page where you can just click on the video that's live right now.
You can watch it.
Check out Heather's big bruise on her arm.
It's
right there.
horrible.
You can tune in to check out Heather's bruise. If you don't go there, you're not cool enough.
That's what happens when you're anemic.
Yeah.
You just walk into a wall and you have a bruise for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're anemic and Heather, because Heather is the most uncoordinated, clumsy person I think I've ever met. She falls and trips and bumps into stuff constantly. Just all the time. I'll be in the back office and I'll just hear, ow! Ah! Maybe a few other words that we're not allowed to say on the radio. Those are usually to follow, too.
Yeah.
Shortly after that. But it's all right.
I scream obscenities into the heavens.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty clumsy.
Yeah, you are. It's okay, though. We still love Heather.
Yay.
It's all right. We'll still keep
Ooh, I even got a thumbs up from Alex.
We'll still keep See, that's how you know that you're important right there, when Alex starts giving thumbs up when he's busy.
Exactly, because he wouldn't even come unlock the door for me this morning.
Hey, we got a great show lined up for you today. We got tons of stuff to talk about, and we'll have the 5 random facts coming up on Gooney in the Morning. We'll have your local news with Tom A. coming up.
Well, hi there. I'm here from TXU Energy with a friendly reminder that you have a choice to make. Now, like millions of other Texans, you get to choose your electricity provider. But which one? Well, how about the one chosen by millions of Texans? That's TXU Energy, the #1 electricity provider in the state. Now, let's say you want a company with fair electricity rates. Hint, that one is also TXU Energy. Then again, you may be focused on service. You'd want a provider based here in Texas with a strong reputation and great customer service. That one? Yeah, TXU Energy. So you see, choosing the right electricity provider for your home or even your business is as easy as counting to, well, one. Chat with one of our expert advisors to learn more at 1-855-TXU-9208 or visit txu.com. TXU Energy, for home and business, the right things right now.
With the news you need, when you need it. Howard County's news leader, your K-Best Radio Group News.
Good morning. It's 6:31. It's Wednesday, June the 11th. I'm Tommy Reese with your K-Best Radio Group News. News time, 6:31, 73 degrees outside, and your complete Skywatch weather is on the way next, or on the way shortly. An 18-wheeler, two 18-wheelers collided yesterday on Interstate 20, just 7 miles east of Stanton. One of them was completely engulfed in flames. Robert Carson, DPS trooper out of Big Spring. Trooper Robert Carson out of Big Spring tells us more about that wreck that happened around 1:30 Tuesday afternoon on Interstate 20.
Broken down, so he got rear-ended. Somebody's going to be cited for failure to maintain single lane. No injuries.
No injuries were reported. However, one man was taken to Scenic Mountain Medical Center. The driver of that CMV was carrying about 15,000 pounds of commercial pane glass. Now, no word on how the condition of the other victim. However, Trooper Carson did say that first responders were concerned about.
Make sure we had everything contained. Make sure the windows are going to blow fire into any of the vehicles around.
That's the second accident near that mile marker. Last Thursday, 2 commercial vehicles also crashed about 8 miles outside of Stanton. Well, the VA has been making a national news lately. News Director Alex Huddleston has more as he attended a press conference at the VA here in Big Spring yesterday.
Hello, this is Alex Huddleston with a special report on the West Texas VA healthcare system here in Big Spring. Yesterday, Michael Kiefer, the director of Big Springs VA, held a press conference to talk about the recent results of the initial audit conducted by the federal government on VAs nationwide. In Region 18, which the West Texas VA healthcare system is a part of, there were 3 hospitals that were designated as requiring a second audit, and Big Spring was one of them. Director Kiefer sat down with members of the local media yesterday and discussed exactly why Big Springs VA is getting a second look.
We had a discrepancy between the directive and what we were doing in practice. Part of what the acting secretary is trying to do is reestablish credibility with our population, not only with our veterans, which is why we exist and we want to have the highest of credibility, but we really got a big black eye in the American people for the perception that there are, and I guess it's the reality, I don't know, I can only talk for our system, of some people who are maybe manipulating the data to make their facilities look good.
He's speaking, of course, of the scandal which rocked the VA weeks ago when it was revealed that some VA hospitals had been keeping secret lists and publishing false information about appointment dates in order to appear that they were giving better service than they actually were. One of the terms used by auditors, willful misconduct, is thankfully not a term which has been used in regards to Big Springs VA. However, Kiefer admitted that to the auditors, some practices implemented to try and maintain a standard of care despite a lack of personnel may have raised some red flags.
We're down about 40 key staff across our system. That's a pretty large number to try to overcome that deficit. And so there is a larger request, a larger demand for services than we currently have a supply. Part of our strategy as we were losing doctors, our chief of staff went on a 3 or 4 week rotation, going to clinic, seeing these new patients and seeing some established patients who were wanting to get in to see a doctor, and we didn't have a doctor. So when he'd go there, he said, okay, who are the people who are sick I really need to see today? And so they created a list for him Oh my goodness. They did that the day before the auditors come, and they said, oh, you're keeping a separate list? And we're saying, well, yes, it's the list that our doc is going there to help knock down the waiting times so that we can call them and get them in short term. I say, well, that's not an approved process. Well, you're right, it's not an approved process. It's kind of like a work process, but it wasn't consistent with calling people off the waiting list. And so they said, you shouldn't do that. We said, you're right, we shouldn't do that, and we stopped doing that immediately. And so they just didn't understand that there was an approved process that would allow them to do the work that they ingeniously tried to do on their own. So they were well-meaning staff trying to do the right thing for our veterans to make sure we didn't lose anybody. They just simply didn't understand. But it was sort of like, oh my goodness, you can't even keep a list now without it becoming a secret waiting list of some sort, and all the bad things that sort of brings up. And so those were issues that they said that we had done that weren't consistent with the directive. And we said, you're right, and we won't do that.
The key element which appears to have absolved Big Springs VA of the willful misconduct tag is the fact that any of the secondary lists which personnel created were not intended to deceive or for fraudulent purposes. However, these practices are still not within the regulations of the VA healthcare system. Director Kiefer and the other heads of staff who were at the press conference appeared to be confident that the secondary audit would show that Big Spring is now completely within regulations and that any practices which inspectors found umbrage with were made in good faith and would be stopped immediately.
I read the directive and I recognized, oh, that's not exactly what I understood we do. And so I brought it to our staff and I said, look, this is what's going on in Phoenix. Here's the directive. What I need you to do over the next day or so is reread the directive and identify any practices or procedures that you're doing that violate or aren't in consistence with this directive. I need you to report it to your supervisor, up through our associate director and our chief of staff and our associate director for patient care and services.
An exact date for the secondary audit has not yet been set. However, when it does occur, KBST will update you on the status of the West Texas Veterans Administration healthcare system here in Big Spring. From the KBS Newsroom, this is Alex Huddleston.
Brenda K. Webb, 66, of Stanton, died last Thursday in a Midland hospital. Graveside services will be held at 10 a.m. today at the Evergreen Cemetery Chapel in Stanton. Arrangements are under the direction of Gilbreth Funeral Home in Stanton. Glenn Fuzzy Dickinson, 88, of Big Spring, died Friday at a local nursing home. The family will receive friends from 6 to 8 p.m. tonight at the Nally Pickle and Waltz Funeral Home. Funeral services will be held at 10 a.m. on Thursday at the Nally Pickle and Waltz Rosewood Chapel, with interment following at Trinity Memorial Park. Craig L. Duncan, 79, of Big Spring, died Saturday at his residence. Graveside services will begin at 2 p.m. That's this afternoon inside the Trinity Memorial Park. Arrangements are by Nally Pickle and Welch Funeral Home. Edna M. James, 82, of Big Spring, died on Sunday. Memorial services for her will be at 4:30 on Thursday at Myers and Smith Chapel as well. News time is 6:38, and this portion of their news is being brought to you by Nally Pickle and Welch.
Hi, I'm Casey Welch Baker. Do you know how much a funeral costs? If you're like most people, you don't spend a lot of time thinking about it. And if you're like most people, you like to pay the least and get the most. That's where we at Nally Pickle and Welch Funeral Home and Crematory can help. We offer the best for less. My dad, Tommy Welch, is all about saving families money, and we are all about giving them the very best service. Nally Pickle and Welch, serving the West Texas area for over 80 years.
News time is 6:39. Good morning, and your local sports, the Big Spring Steers boys basketball camp comes to an end tomorrow with scrimmage and also a lot of fun happening on that last day. Now, as that camp ends, the girls basketball camp will begin on Monday. If you need more information, there's still time also to register for that camp. Call the Big Spring Athletic Office there and ask to speak with Kay. She'll give you more information on that. The baseball camp also starts next Monday. By the way, $25 for campers for both of those camps. San Antonio Spurs, they won last night, 112-91. They now are up a game on that series, 2-1. They shot 76% in that first half as they go on to win. And now game 4 tomorrow in Miami at 5 p.m. as well. That's a look at news. News time is 6:40 now. During your time of engagement is a time of excitement, a little stress, and a lot of decisions. Gay's Crystal Kitchen is here to ease the stress and help you with your decisions with a large selection of kitchen gadgets, utensils, home decor, stemware, flatware, china, casual dinnerware, and a lot more. Let Gay or Stephanie help you with your bridal selection. They offer free gift wrapping, delivery, and setup. Gay's Crystal Kitchen inside Harris Ace is your best choice with 21 years of experience. It's always hot at Harris Ace with the red hot buys for June. It's time to get the job done right with a DeWalt 18-volt compact drill driver for only $139.99. Light up the garage with a chain garage door opener for only $179.99. And light up the night with a Craftsman cordless rechargeable work light for $19.99. Harris Ace, 1515 East FM 700, has been serving Big Spring and the surrounding area since 1977.
The forecast you need when you need it. K-Best Weather.
Skywatch weather for today. Look for scattered showers and thunderstorms right after 12 noon today. Otherwise, a high of 101 tonight, 30% chance of rain with a low 74. Then on Thursday, mostly sunny. Look for a high of 94 on Friday, a 20% chance of showers, and a high of about 95. Saturday, 99. Sunday, 101. Currently in Garden City, 73, mostly clear. Grady checks in at 70, mostly clear as well. Ackerley, 73, mostly clear. 74, mostly clear here in Big Spring. 641 now.
Somewhere in Texas, a car full of co-workers picked the perfect place to stop for lunch. DQ. Because DQ has something for everybody. Awesome burgers, DQ country baskets, Texas T-brand tacos, and more. Plus, great DQ desserts like the new S'mores Blizzard. For the best treats and eats in Texas, there's only one place to stop. DQ. This is the stop sign, Texas.
This is Marge Carpenter, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my program, Ryan Fence, named after that column I did back in the 70s. Ever since 1994, it's been on this radio station the last Wednesday of the month at 8:15 in the morning. We talk about what's happening in Big Spring. We talk about sometimes what ought to be happening in Big Spring. But most of all, we talk about what used to happen in Big Spring because it has so much history.
Hear the history and more on Ryan Fence with Marge Carpenter every last Wednesday of the month, right here on KBST.
They're like that brother and sister with completely different parents. So, not like brother and sister at all when you think about it. You're listening to Gooney and Heather on Gooney in the Morning on KBST.
That's what I like to call my Flappy Bird.
That was awesome, man.
That's my Flappy Bird. Oh.
It looks funny because it lags just a little bit. The camera. Yeah.
Welcome back. Gooney in the Morning on KBST AM and FM. We're halfway through the weeks, folks. It's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
June 11th. 6:43 here at the KBS Studios. Gooney here with you this morning, waking you up, getting you on your way to work. And we got Heather in the house.
Hey, guys.
Woo! A lot of energy right there. That felt good. That felt really good. Good stuff. Oh, hey, we got a car show coming up, and a car show and Sonic Cruise. I got it in that time. Sorry.
Yes, you did. Yep, it's the 14th annual car show and Sonic Cruise hosted by the CC Riders of Colorado City.
Nice.
It'll start Friday, June 13th at 6 p.m. It's going to be at the Railhead Building in downtown Colorado City.
Yeah.
And the day after that will be the car show on the 14th, inside and outside the Railhead Building. That'll start at 8 a.m. And all of these proceeds will benefit a scholarship fund for local graduates and donations to the local mission and Kiwanis Toy Drive.
So basically all weekend this weekend in Colorado City, there's classic cars all over town.
Everywhere.
That's what's going to be happening. That's
everywhere.
Cool. Just everywhere.
I love how Sonic is always associated with the classic cars because it's like an old drive-in, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's really cool.
Well, I know, like, whenever I first got my license, that was the thing to do.
Go to Sonic.
Go to Sonic.
Yep. Well, I was always working, so I always got to watch everybody.
And I was always broke, so it was just depressing to go to Sonic for me because I was a fat kid and I was always wanting to eat something.
Like, I can't have no tater tots.
Pretty much. I had that accent and everything in high school. It was sad. Oh, it's so sad. It was a lot of fun, though. Now, Heather, are you a basketball fan?
I am a huge basketball fan.
Like, I'm one of those guys that I'd love to play basketball, and I love when it gets real intense, like during March Madness and stuff like that. But I'm not a real big NBA person. I've never really been. I've tried, but it's just never worked out, mainly because I've always liked teams like the Mavericks, who just always get pummeled by teams like the Spurs, who won last night.
Yes,
are you a Spurs fan?
I'm not a Spurs fan.
Oh, you're a Celtics fan.
Yeah.
That's right. You're from, you like to pretend you're from Boston sometimes.
I don't pretend I'm from Boston.
Every one of your teams, except for the Saints.
I'm
you
sorry.
like the Red Sox and the Celtics. But you're a Celtics fan.
I am.
Yeah. Well, the Spurs got a big win last night.
That's why you don't ever hear me talking about basketball, because the Celtics never win.
They haven't in a while.
But they're still my team. I don't
There you
care.
go. That's what's up right there.
I don't
though.
care.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
At least you're a great team sport player, follower.
I don't
know. You like your team is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You're loyal. There we go. Maybe that's it. Guys, it's hard to think of words in the morning. We need to
We
save
don't
that.
know words.
We need to save that one right there for a new promo. It's hard to think of words in the morning.
It is.
It's going to be our new motto right there. That's what it's going to be. No, but the Spurs had a big win last night.
They did.
And now they're leading the series 2-1. So they're up. If they can just keep things going, they're going to beat the Miami Heat. But they won last night 111-92.
Gino Bealey.
That's
all I got to say about that.
Is that what that was?
Yep.
I don't know. I didn't watch the game.
Ginobili is probably my favorite player on the Spurs.
Yeah. He's been around for a while, too.
He's a good, solid basketball player.
And the thing I like about Ginobili is he's not like I guess what just rubs me wrong about NBA is how the players act. They all every
like
time
LeBron James.
Yeah, they'll make a point. They'll make a point and just celebrate like it's the last point of the NBA championship. And they do this early in the season. They do it throughout. I mean, there's a lot of showboating that goes on in the NBA. And Ginobili is one of those. He's a class act for the most part.
He'll make like the most amazing shot and just have the most calm walk
away,
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And you don't ever see that anymore with basketball players.
Yeah, you really
like with Michael Jordan when he would play back in the day. Same way. He was very poised, very collected.
For the most part. Jordan did talk a lot of trash. I mean, when it got
Jordan's
intense,
allowed to talk a lot of trash.
The thing with Jordan was he was a class act until you upset him. And then he got better. That was what was scary. And you saw this a lot with Karl Malone. I know with Karl Malone you saw this a lot whenever they had those battles with the Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
Karl Malone would upset Jordan, and he would start making threes rain left and right. And every time he would make one, that tongue would just drop. That's what you would see. It's like, yep, I just did that.
I don't know. Maybe Jordan was more collected in college when he played for North Carolina.
Yeah, growing up he was.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jordan was allowed to do stuff like that.
Exactly. The NBA does things to people, guys.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what it is right there. We have the movies on the mountain this Saturday. It's going down up on the mountain. They're going to be the Big Spring Film Society is going to be screening Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade up there.
We're going to be crusaders.
Crusade, is that what's going to happen?
Yep.
Sure, why not? I don't care.
You're going to see me played it out on the mountain, see me popping out of random bushes.
Well, the good thing about this is the movies typically start at sundown because you got to let the sun come down. They have this big inflatable screen out there. Bring your lawn chairs. Bring all your kids. It's a good fun family event. But you want to get there a little bit early because they're going to be raffling off some pretty cool items. I know that they have like Six Flags, Fiesta Texas, Slitterbahn, Hurricane Harbor, all these kind of theme park tickets are going to be raffling off.
That's awesome.
Before the movie. So you'll want to get there a little bit early before sundown to try to be part of all this. That's going to be cool.
Yeah.
And then when dark hits, that movie's going to kick off.
Blow your mind.
It'll be fun just to be up on top of the mountain at nighttime. I mean, that's pretty cool.
I'm taking out the trash at night. That's all that made me think of was that episode of SpongeBob right there.
But yeah, you ought to go check it out. Take the kids up there. Make it a family event Saturday night, and it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of fun up there. And then I know Friday night they're doing the Moonlight Rave Run.
Rave Run,
which is going to be a lot of fun too.
Number 2.
Yeah, this is the second one of the summer. This should be exciting. We have taken Alex's camera away, so you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, yeah, he won't be
don't have to worry about Alex
startling people.
Taking pictures or anything like that. That'll be good.
Candid camera
Yeah,
on
right.
KBST.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how that went down. But yeah, that's not gonna happen this time. So don't worry, folks. You can get up there and run and not have to worry about
I want to watch Alex run.
Alex at all. Hey, got 5 random facts for Wednesday.
See what they have to do with Wednesday.
Let's see here. Number 5. A study of 4,463 regular season NBA games in the past 5 years found statistically significant proof. There we go. That the shorter the referee is, the more fouls he calls. I don't know if that's just one of those things that he's just mad at every NBA player.
Because he's like,
I never got to play.
They tower over them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I would be like,
you know,
yeah, that's
foul.
a foul.
That's a personal foul. Technical foul.
What is it?
8 Crazy Nights.
Yes.
That's a technical foul. Yeah, yeah, they got called a lot of fouls. You know what I mean?
Sure did.
How about that? Number 4. Indonesia banned the killing of manta rays earlier this year. Is that manta or manta?
Manta rays?
Is it manta? I don't know. I've never been to Indonesia. It's not because they care about saving the species. That's not why they banned the killing. But it's because they found out that whenever they do kill them, they're worth $40 to $500, anywhere in that range. But a living one is worth up to $1 million in tourism over its lifetime. So over its lifetime, people spend about $1 million to come see a manta ray.
How long do manta rays live?
That I don't know. That's not in our random facts for today, Heather. I'm not sure.
Because, I mean, if you think about it, if manta rays live like 100 and something years,
didn't do my research.
It's really not that much money.
I'm sure that they live longer than how much it would be to get $500 off of one that they had killed. You know?
Right? And then you don't have to take care of it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Who knows?
Number 3.
That one was weird.
Number 3.
This is cool. This is something you had mentioned, I think, yesterday or Monday, but there's a full moon Friday, which, of course, is Friday the 13th. This is the cool random fact. There won't be another full moon on Friday the 13th until August the 13th of 2049.
I know.
That is a long time right there.
I'm going to be 59 years old.
Wow, good math.
Number 2.
I'm not even going to try it. The world's oldest man died at age 111 in New York on Sunday, but there are 65 women in the world that are older than him, including the world's oldest woman who is 116 years old.
Boom!
Congratulations there. Yeah, Heather's like, boom. All men.
Number 1.
Number 1. And the number 1 random fact for today, Mick Jagger. We all know Mick Jagger. He's a great-grandfather now. Great-grandfather.
Isn't he like 70-something
He's 70 years old. His granddaughter just gave birth to a baby girl last month. So congratulations, Mick Jagger.
He got the moves.
He's got the moves.
He's got the moves,
Hey, get your birthdays, anniversaries in our Facebook page, facebook.com/KBest957. We got TSN weather coming up on KBST AM and FM.
KBest Radio, it's time for your West Texas weather report. Keep an eye to the sky late tonight as the possibility of more severe thunderstorms will be plaguing the area, but we desperately need the rain. Showers and storms will break out later on this afternoon. Best chances will be along and east of the Caprock. We'll call for a 30% chance. Large hail and damaging winds being the main threats. Remember, we cannot ever rule out an isolated tornado when a severe thunderstorm forms. It's going to be hot today. A lot of areas at or above 100 degrees. But cooler weather is on the way. A cool front sags through the area. By tomorrow afternoon, temperatures will drop into the 80s for highs. Winds will become northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour, and that'll lead to a nice, cool, and pleasant morning for Friday. 58 to 62. Open the windows. Mid-80s for Friday, but temperatures will be back in the mid-90s by weekend. I'm staff meteorologist Dan Brunon.
Dear Texan, somewhere along the way we lost touch. Maybe it was when you moved for that snazzy new job. I was okay with that. But then you got married and changed your name. You left me in bank accounts, uncashed checks, and security deposits. Don't you want me back? I'm at claimittexas.org. Love, your forgotten cash. P.S. If you don't find me today, check back often.
I'm Texas Comptroller Susan Combs. 1 in 4 Texans has something at claimittexas.org.
Do you love the sun? You can go to Sun City, Sunrise, Sunset, Sundown, Sunray, and Sunnyside, Texas. You want something to eat? Well, you can go to bacon, noodle, oatmeal, turkey, trout, Sugarland, Pearland, Orange, and top it off with some sweet water. I'm Tumbleweed Smith. Hear all about Texas on the Sound of Texas.
Weekdays at 8:15 a.m. on KBST.
Our House Majority Leader Eric Cantor's shocking defeat in his Virginia re-election primary bid could pave the way for the ascent of a Texan. Dr. Alan Sachs is a political science professor at UT Arlington.
And a couple of people who have been named as possible: Pete Sessions, who is the chairman right now of the House Rules Committee in the House, and Jeb Hensarling of Texas as well, a very high-profile individual in the House.
As Sachs says, both men have also been mentioned as candidates to succeed House Speaker John Boehner, should Boehner decide not to seek the post again. Wait times for military veterans at VA facilities have thrown Congress into overdrive. The Senate is to vote tomorrow on a measure making it easier to get certain VA-paid treatment from local doctors. The measure closely resembles the bill approved unanimously yesterday in the House, prompting optimism that a compromise bill can be worked out quickly. Emergency shelters handling the flood of undocumented migrant children are so overwhelmed in our state, some of the children are being sent to charities.
A handful in San Antonio that normally work with foster kids are now stepping up to help to care for this flood of illegal immigrant kids. At St. PJ's, they're providing food and clothing.
We provide an educational component for these kids while they're with us, get a sense of where they're at, teaching them how to communicate in English.
James Castro, who heads the program, says San Antonio is actually the best place for these undocumented migrant children before they're deported. Hospitals and schools there are mostly bilingual. In San Antonio, Michael Board, TSN News.
TSN's Barbara Schwartz says the message is don't mess with Texas game wardens.
2 of them were injured last October after they tried to chase 2 men they suspected of burglarizing a house in Limestone County. The bad guys temporarily blinded the wardens by shining a flashlight in their eyes, which caused their patrol car to hit a tree, injuring both officers. The passenger has been given 30 years in prison, the driver 50.
The state of Texas, has no tolerance for anybody who would harm a Texas game warden or any other peace officer in the state.
Mike Cox with Texas Parks and Wildlife says the men were caught within days. A follow-up investigation led to additional charges and the arrest of 7 other people for harboring the fugitives. Barbara Schwartz, TSN News.
Groundbreaking is set for tomorrow for the Intrepid Spirit Center at Fort Hood. Governor Perry will join the post commander as work begins on the $11 million center, one of 9 being set up to treat wounded warriors dealing with PTSD and traumatic brain injuries. Fort Bliss also in line for one of the centers. The Spurs beat Miami, so they lead that series 2-1. Game 4 is tomorrow night. This is TSN News.
This is the sound of a flat-screen television hurled off a building. Now the new bike your kid wants. These are the things you could have, all cast into oblivion. Because when you throw away money on wasted electricity, you throw away everything you could have bought with it. Use Energy Star light bulbs and appliances, and you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Ad Council.
That's the sound my coffee mug made when it hit the kitchen floor after I realized my 16-year-old son was addicted to meth. Hurry! This is the sound of him being rushed to the hospital after we found him strung out on his bedroom floor. And this is how it sounds when he tells you he's finally ready for treatment.
If you or someone you know is recovering from addiction, share your story with the partnership at drugfree.org, because your story can change someone else's.
A new study, another red flag about red meat. Researchers at Harvard analyzed data from more than 88,000 women and concluded that those who often indulge their cravings for hamburgers, steaks, and other red meat may have a slightly higher risk of breast cancer. A probate court judge in L.A. refereeing the NBA dispute may have to make a major call. The court has been asked to confirm Shelley Sterling's authority to sell the Clippers to Steve Ballmer for $2 billion. She contends she's the sole trustee of the Sterling Family Trust. The trucker involved in the crash that killed one man and critically injured comic actor Tracy Morgan is due in court today in New Jersey. Kevin Roper facing charges including death by auto and assault by auto. I'm Mitch Carr on the Texas State Network. This is TSN.
With news every hour, this is KBST AM and FM, Big Spring.
Here's the latest from ABC News. I'm Richard Davies. A political shocker with national implications. The House Majority Leader Eric Cantor defeated by a Tea Party challenger in the Republican primary in his home state of Virginia. ABC News Deputy Political Director Shoshana Walsh says Cantor and his supporters are stunned by the results.
Everyone expected Eric Cantor to just cruise to victory here, but that didn't happen. And all incumbents are going to be looking over their shoulder, looking at those conservative challengers and saying, I have got to be on the ground in the district being part of this conversation.
Immigration reform was an issue in the Cantor race. He was accused by challenger David Bratt of backing a compromise, something Bratt strongly opposes. The Pentagon has released the names of the 5 special ops soldiers killed yesterday in Afghanistan by a friendly fire U.S. airstrike. One is 24-year-old Scott Studeman from Pasadena, California.
He was tenacious. He was fierce. He was super athletic, super smart, but just dedicated. I mean, from a very early age, he knew he wanted to serve this country.
Family friend Mary Lyon remembering Studeman. A major ruling by a judge in California could have national implications. He ruled teacher tenure is unconstitutional. President Obama has commented on the latest school shooting. This time, it's in Oregon.
We're the only developed country on earth where this happens. And it happens now once a week. And it's a one-day story. There's no place else like this.
A 14-year-old boy killed a classmate, then himself in Troutdale, Oregon. New study finds another red flag for red meat. Researchers at Harvard looking at data on women and saying that those who indulge in their cravings for burgers, steaks, and others may have a slightly higher risk of breast cancer. This is ABC News.
The battery, modern-day fire, powering everything from remote-controlled cars to the car in your garage. So when your car battery is reaching the end of the line, or you're wondering whether it is, stop by Advance Auto Parts. We'll test your old one for you, free of charge. And if you purchase a new Autocraft battery, we'll install it for free. Only if you'd like us to, of course. Advance Auto Parts. Let's get you back to the garage.
Most vehicles, most locations. See store for details.
I'm standing on a ledge high in the Blue Ridge Mountains. I swear I can see forever. Green in the spring, dazzling colors come fall. Part of why I'm here is to preserve this. I am 1 mile of CSX railroad track. There are 21,000 more like me. Together, we help trains move a ton of freight nearly 450 miles on 1 gallon of fuel. Tomorrow is full of promise. Let's keep it that way. CSX, how tomorrow moves.
An ABC News Washington Post poll finds most Americans disapprove of the prisoner swap. It led to the release of Bo Bergdahl. He was being held by the Taliban in Afghanistan.
The poll finds more Americans disapproving than approving of the prisoner swap that freed Bergdahl, with disapproval rising to 63% if it's established that he deserted his post before being captured by the Taliban. Moreover, if he did desert, 73% say Bergdahl should face military charges.
The poll's director, Gary Langer. A war over whiskey between 2 Tennessee rivals, the owners of Jack Daniels and George Dickel, battling over who has the right to label their whiskey as following authentic Tennessee style. A British-based firm successful in getting state regulators to drop an investigation into allegations that Dickel violated state law by being processed in Kentucky. Richard Davies, ABC News.
Elrod's Furniture is having a great sale on its Lazy Boy recliners. We have teamed up with Lazy Boy to get some terrific savings on our in-stock recliners. Lots of fabric and lots of colors on Lazy Boy's best-selling product. And remember, layaway is available at Elrod's Furniture. Things have changed since the first recliner came out in 1928. For over 80 years, the Lazy Boy brand has been synonymous with comfort and quality. With Lazy Boy's patented 3-position leg rest, independent back recline, and 18 tilt positions, you will get the comfort and support you want. So come in and see why Lazy Boy is endorsed by the American Chiropractic Association for its back and lumbar support. Come in for a no-pressure shopping experience at Elrod's Furniture, Big Spring's oldest, largest, finest furniture store with the best brands and best prices at 2309 Scurry Street.
I'm Adrian Calvio. Deposit $5,000 in a State Farm IRA before April 15th. Why? A State Farm IRA is a great way to invest in your future, and it can save you money at tax time. Give me a call at 263-1275, and I'll explain the potential tax benefits and funding options available. Open your State Farm IRA before April 15th. Call me, 263-1275. I'm Adrian Calvio, State Farm Insurance.
It's never too late to enroll at New Hope Christian School for newborns through 12. New Hope offers a BECA curriculum with loving Christian teachers, after-school care, and transportation available for most area schools. Hot, nutritious breakfast, lunch, and an afternoon snack provided. Stop by 118 Cedar Road or go to newhopebigspring.com. That's www.newhopebigspring.com. See what a difference New Hope can make in your child's future.
We're sending you back to the future.
Your child's future depends on their education, and Nazarene Christian Academy continues to provide you with a choice in that education. With kindergarten, first grade, and second grade coming in 2014, they provide a BECA curriculum with certified, loving Christian teachers. For more information, go to newhopebigspring.com. See what a difference Nazarene Christian Academy can make in your child's future.
When you need a primary care physician, OBGYN, or other specialist, turn to Family Medical Center. You'll find caring providers in orthopedics, surgery, family medicine, obstetrics, gynecology, and podiatry. They focus on helping you achieve and maintain good health through preventive care and the management of chronic conditions. And they accept most insurance plans. For an appointment with a provider at Family Medical Center, call 267-5531.
It's time for the CC Riders 14th Annual Car Show and Sonic Cruise. Friday, June 13th and Saturday, June 14th in downtown Colorado City. The cruise starts on Friday night at 6 p.m. at the Railhead Building. And don't miss the Cruise Radio Show from 6 till 9 p.m. on Friday night. Saturday, the fun continues with a car show inside and outside the Railhead Building in downtown Colorado City. Registration from 8 a.m. till noon. Don't miss T-shirts and dash plaques for the first 75 show entries. Food and drinks available at the show. Sponsored in part by the Colorado City Chamber of Commerce, Sonic Drive-In, Myers Auto Parts, Midland Muffler Brake, Fuller Foods, Texas Rustic Metal Arts, and area merchants. For more information, contact Scott at 325-242-0929 or Deacon at 325-242-2727. Follow the CC Riders on Facebook and get ready for the 14th Annual CC Riders Car Show and Sonic Cruise. Friday, June 13th and Saturday, June 14th. CC Riders is a nonprofit organization. All proceeds benefit a scholarship fund for local graduates and donations to the local mission in Kiwanis Toy Drive.
My name is Phil, and this is my Alon road trip. Fina is now Alon. My crew and I are traveling to each store, bringing a new name, new signs, and a new attitude. Follow me at myalon.com. Enter to win free gas and prizes. Play our Facebook games. Apply for an Alon credit card at myalon.com. myalon.com. Enter to win free gas and prizes. Play our Facebook games. Apply for an Alon credit card at myalon.com. myalon.com. And I'll see you along the way.
Have you ever wanted to ask the mayor a question but didn't know how? Well, now you can on KVST's Ask the Mayor. Ask the Mayor is a call-in show that allows you to speak directly with Mayor McClellan about the issues affecting your community. You can also send emails to mayor@kvst.com. Email your questions or comments for Mayor McClellan right now. Mayor McClellan will respond to emails live on the air. Ask the Mayor will be the first Wednesday of every month at 8:15 a.m. right here on KVST. Go ahead, ask Mayor McClellan. With the news you need, when you need it. Howard County's news leader, your K-Best Radio Group News.
Good morning. I'm Tommy Reese. It's Wednesday, June 11th. News time is 7:09, 73 degrees. And now with your K-Best Radio News. One person was sent to Scenic Mountain Medical Center on Tuesday afternoon after a commercial vehicle accident about 7 miles east of Stanton on Interstate 20. Now, one of those trucks was broken down on the road, on the side of the road. It was carrying a full load of diesel when one of the other commercial vehicles struck it from behind, and the vehicle burst into flames. DPS Trooper Robert Carson with the Big Spring office tells us more about that.
Broken down. He got rear-ended. Somebody's going to be cited for failure to maintain single lane. No injuries.
The concern among first responders was about the fire.
Make sure we had everything contained. Make sure the windows are going to blow fire and any of the vehicles around.
Now, that person was sent to Scenic Mountain Medical Center. The driver of the broken down truck was not injured in that accident. By the way, the other driver was cited for that accident yesterday. DPS officials continue to investigate that accident. The second one in less than a week on that stretch of interstate, on Interstate 20. Well, the VA was again in the headlines, and news director Alex Huddleston was at the VA here in Big Spring yesterday for a press conference. He has more on that.
This is Alex Huddleston with a special report on the West Texas Veterans Affairs healthcare system. Yesterday, a press conference was held by the director of the West Texas VA, Michael Kiefer. The purpose? To explain why auditors chose Big Spring as one of several VA facilities across the nation to receive a secondary review.
We had a discrepancy between the directive and what we were doing in practice.
According to Kiefer, due to severe staffing shortages, personnel attempted different ideas to try and maintain the standard of care, and one of those ideas was not approved by auditors.
So when he'd go there, he said, okay, who are the people who are sick I really need to see today? And so they created a list for him. Oh my goodness. They did that the day before the auditors come, and they said, oh, you're keeping a separate list? But it was sort of like, oh my goodness, you can't even keep a list now without it becoming a secret waiting list of some sort, and all the bad things that sort of brings up. And we're saying, well, yes, it's the list that our doc is going there to help knock down the waiting times. And say, well, that's not an approved process. They were well-meaning staff trying to do the right thing for our veterans to make sure we didn't lose anybody. They just simply didn't understand. And so they said, you shouldn't do that. We said, you're right, we shouldn't do that. And we stopped doing that immediately.
Since the initial visit by the auditors, and after implementing the suggestions they made and returning to protocols established by the VA, Kiefer and other VA heads are confident that the second audit will give Big Springs VA a clean bill of health.
I brought it to our staff and I said, look, this is what's going on in Phoenix. Here's the directive. What I need you to do over the next day or so is reread the directive and identify any practices or procedures that you're doing that violate or aren't in consistence with this directive. I need you to report it to your supervisor, up through our associate director and our chief of staff and our associate director for patient care and services.
An exact date for the audit of the West Texas VA healthcare system has not yet been set. From the KBS Newsroom, this is Alex Huddleston.
Thank you very much, Alex. News time is 7:12. Coming up on Thursday night, Big Spring Independent School District Board of Trustees will hold their June meeting at the high school boardroom. On the agenda for tomorrow night, the presentation of the 2014 Media Honor Roll Awards, a report on the 2014 end-of-course exams, also the official presentation of the results from the District 1 recount for the recent elections, and several other topics. Meeting begins at 5:15. That'll be tomorrow. Well, the list of obituaries: Brenda K. Webb, 66, of Stanton, died Thursday at a Midland Hospital. Graveside services will be held at 10 a.m. tomorrow at the Evergreen Cemetery Chapel in Stanton. Arrangements are under the direction of Gilbreth Funeral Home of Stanton. Glenn Fuzzy Dickinson, 88, of Big Spring, died Friday at a local nursing home. The family will receive to 8 p.m. That happens tonight at the Nally Pickle and Welch Funeral Home. Funeral services will be held at 10 a.m. on Thursday at the Nally Pickle and Welch Rosewood Chapel, with interment following at Trinity Memorial Park. Craig L. Duncan, 79, of Big Spring, died Saturday at his residence. Graveside services will begin at 2 p.m. this afternoon inside the Trinity Memorial Park. Arrangements are by Nally Pickle and Welch Funeral Home. Edna M. James, 82, of Big Spring, died on Sunday. Memorial services will be at 4:30. That's tomorrow at Myers and Smith Chapel. And Robert Galindo, 83, of Big Spring, died on Monday. Also, vigil services for him will be at 7 p.m. tomorrow at Myers and Smith Chapel. Funeral services will be at 10 a.m. Friday at the Holy Trinity Catholic Church. Burial will be with military honors will follow at Mount Olive Memorial Park. And this portion of your news is being brought to you by Myers and Smith Funeral Home. A look at the events and sports on the way next.
When you're called upon to make funeral arrangements, it can all be overwhelming. That's why we go out of our way to help you keep the focus on family.
They were sensitive to our family's needs. For that, I'll always be grateful.
We offer your family sensitivity, compassion, and respect.
Myers and Smith Funeral Home and Chapel.
News time is 7:15. Here's what's happening around the area. The Moonlight Rave Run number 2 will be held at the Big Spring State Park. That'll be on June the 13th. If you need more information, the PermianBasinEvents.com is where you need to go. Also, the Big Spring Film Society presents Movie on the Mountain. Also, that'll be at the Big Spring State Park. And June 19th and 21st, the Big Spring Reunion and Rodeo at the Howard County Rodeo Grounds. And, of course, KBST Sports will have features on that leading up to the event, to the rodeo coming to Big Spring once again. The VBS Midway Baptist Church kicks off on June the 15th. That'll be from 5 to 8 p.m. And on June 16th and 18th, that'll be from 9 a.m. to noon. Free to all children, 4-year-olds finished to 6th grade. Transportation available. Children with special needs are welcome. Here's that number to call, 432-263-6274 if you need more information. Well, the boys basketball steer camp ends tomorrow, and that means the girls basketball camp is just around the corner. That will happen next Monday, and you still got time to register your camper for that girls basketball camp. Just call Kay Cook at the Big Spring Athletic Training Center. Also, the baseball skills camp will also begin on Monday as well. If you got a camper that wants to go to that, also call Kay at the Athletic Training Center. By the way, the fee for either camp is also just $25, and register if your child wants to attend either one of those camps. South lead the NBA Finals last night. They beat Miami 112-91. Spurs shot 76% in the first half en route to the win. They lead the series now 2-1. Game 4 is tomorrow night in Miami. And also, 6 Midland Rockhounds have been chosen to participate in the Texas League All-Star Game, which is June the 24th. And you can log on to KBest Media Group to find out who those players are on our sports link, and find out if your favorite Rockhounds are going to that All-Star Game. That'll be in Arkansas, June the 24th. By the way, the Rockhounds will host a press conference on that coming up on Monday at noon at the ballpark there in Midland. Texas Rangers tonight, they'll play at 6:35 is the pregame, and 7:05 is the first pitch. They'll take on the Marlins on the mighty 1490. For KBST News, I'm Tom A. Reese. Gooney in the morning is on the way next.
Somewhere in Texas, a car full of co-workers picked the perfect place to stop for lunch. DQ. Because DQ has something for everybody. Awesome burgers, DQ country baskets, Texas T-brand tacos, and more. Plus, great DQ desserts like the new S'mores Blizzard. For the best treats and eats in Texas, there's only one place to stop. DQ. This is the stop sign, Texas.
The forecast you need when you need it. K-Best Weather.
Well, look for scattered thunderstorms and showers this afternoon about after 1 o'clock, otherwise a high of 84. Then tonight, 74, high of about 99 on Thursday. Friday, much the same, 101 for Saturday, 102 for Sunday. Curly in your Skywatch area. Garden City checks in at 73, mostly clear skies. Ackerley 70, and clear, and Big Spring 73 and clear. 718 at KBST.
Our home, it's one of the biggest investments we ever make. I'm Kelly Seals from United Country Heart of the City Realtors. With over 12 years of real estate experience, I have the expertise to help you, whether buying a home or selling your existing property. Call me today and let's make your home buying or selling dreams come true. United Country Realtors, because nobody knows the country like we do.
Now everything is easy 'cause of you.
We're sending you back to the future.
Your child's future depends on their education, and Nazarene Christian Academy continues to provide you with a choice in that education. With second grade coming in 2014, registration is now open. They provide a Becca curriculum with certified loving Christian teachers. For more information, go to newhopebigspring.com. See what a difference Nazarene Christian Academy makes in a child's future.
Convenient, personalized dental care at a family. That's the foundation of Abbeville Dentistry. Our doctors make it easy for you to get the quality dental care you deserve on your schedule and your budget. Abbeville Dentistry has been providing locally owned, state-of-the-art dentistry to the community with services like same-day appointments and cleanings and extractions. At Abbeville Dentistry, we don't believe you should have to pay anything to find out what's wrong. That's why your new patient exam, x-rays, and consultation have always been free. That's a $278 value. We offer an in-office savings plan, are providers for the Affordable Care Act, and accept most insurance. Schedule your appointment today. Call 432-271-3046. That's 432-271-3046. Or visit BigSpringSmiles.com. Experience the difference. Experience Abbeville Dentistry. Offer not valid with third-party remuneration. Doctors Youngblood, Shar, Capella General Dentist, Abbeville, LLC.
The calendar may confuse her sometimes, but she'll make your belly rumble. Heather's got the school lunches on Gooney in the Morning on KBST.
Welcome back to Gooney in the Morning on KBST AM and FM. We are halfway through the week, folks. It's Wednesday, June 11th, 7:21 here at the K-Best Studios. We got Heather in the house.
Hey, guys.
Tom A. sitting in with us right now.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you all doing anyway?
Great, Tom. How are you, man?
Well, you know, this is like my first kind of unofficial newscast.
Yeah?
Doing it by myself.
Right.
And then you told me that the webcam is on.
Yeah, it's on
Thanks
right now.
a lot, Gooney.
Yeah, I almost didn't tell you at all.
Yeah, because now I'm self-conscious about this whole thing, dude. And I was pounding my fist during one of the breaks. I'm thinking, oh, my God, everybody in the world is looking at me right now.
Yeah, we got 18 million viewers right now. So they all saw that.
So could you put a piece of tape over there while I'm doing the news or something?
Might have to, man. We might have to. Hey, Heather, we got some school lunch here.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Today is June 11th. We have chicken patty, french fry, fresh veggie cup, and fruity jello.
Fruity jello?
That's what it says.
Wow. That's exciting. That's really exciting. Got some local birthdays. I know a couple birthdays that I got off my Facebook. One is that's my buddy in Trophy Club, Texas, down there near Denton. Mr. Michael Thomas, attorney at law. Ow! Alex giving a shout out for Denton. Also, someone that we know around these parts pretty well, Mr. Tumbleweed Smith.
How old is Tumbleweed, by the way?
Tumbleweed, and this is just because his Facebook said it, is the only way that I'll put this out there. 79 years old.
You know, he was my professor at UTVB.
Was he really?
Back in
Wow. That's amazing.
He taught me everything I know.
Yeah, you think. You know, Tumbleweed's he's a great radio man. He really is. He's done some fantastic things. He has a star, like a radio broadcasting star on the Radio Broadcasting Walk of Fame, and I guess it's in Dallas or Fort Worth. But yeah, he's got his own star. He got that last year. So great job, Tumbleweed. Let's check out the Facebook page right quick. Facebook's running a little slow today. Come on.
Pound the computer a couple of times.
Dude, that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to just beat it. Heather, who's our sweetheart today?
Our sweetheart is Yvette Martinez.
Well, congratulations to Miss Yvette Martinez. She'll be receiving a beautiful rose in a bud vase from the fine folks down there at Faye's Flowers. If you happen to see Yvette today, be sure to thank her for everything she does. Congratulate her for getting the sweetheart of the day and give her $24 each. That'll pile up really quickly for you, Yvette. Also, every Tuesday here on Gooney in the Morning, we do something pretty cool with a numbers game. And we give away a free meal for two down there at Brenda's Hilltop Cafe, 1307 East 4th Street. Brenda's is open Monday through Friday, 11 to 9. Since today's Wednesday, The lunch special from 11 to 3 is chicken fried steak. And then, of course, tonight from 4 to 8, all-you-can-eat sirloin steak for only $12.95. That's down at Brenda's Hilltop Cafe. It's a lot of steak.
There's a lot of steak.
Depends on how much you can eat, I guess. $12.95, though.
I'm not going to eat for the rest of the day. Then I'm going to go.
That's the way to do it. Dude, you better do it, because Alex has said he's going to do that for like the past 6 months. And he hasn't fallen through yet.
I can see how it's affected him.
We can all see that. Got some celebrity birthdays here. Shia LaBeouf turns 28 today. And whether he annoys us or not, he's going to be around for a while. That kid's got a future. Hugh Laurie, 55. That's the Dr. House from House. He turns 55. Joe Montana, Hall of Fame 49ers quarterback, turns 58 today. Frank Beard, the guy with the coolest name in the world, turns 65. That's ZZ Top's drummer right there.
Wait, and his name is Frank Beard?
Yeah, that's his name.
Pretty cool.
That's his coolest name ever. And then today would have also been Ryan Dunn's birthday. Of course, Ryan Dunn passed away in 2011.
Who's he?
He was a MTV star.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. Oh, he was pretty well known there.
Wow. Hey, by the way, celebrities turning 50 this year. Check this out. A bunch of them that you may have or may have not known.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp, 50.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course, he's been in the Pirates of Caribbean movies.
Or Caribbean.
There you go. Also, Lisa Hartman. You know who she is, right?
Who's that?
She's Clint Black's wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they got married back in 2000. She was in a couple of shows, so she's like 55 this year.
Wow.
Also, Kevin Kline. Remember him?
Who's that?
He's a guy that came out in Dave, a movie about a president.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's 55. His wife, Phoebe Cates, remember her? Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I don't know if you remember that movie.
Yeah, I remember that movie.
Yeah, she came out in that red hot bathing suit.
Of course.
Yeah, so anyway, she's 50 years old today. Carrie Fisher of Star Wars fame.
Right.
Princess Leia.
Yeah.
She's in her 50s this year as well.
Wow.
I kind of had a crush on her.
Yeah.
I think everybody did.
Heather, and you had a birthday that you had found, wasn't it, that you had saw earlier? It was someone's birthday today? It was whenever I was mentioning that Ryan Dunn, it was also his birthday. I thought you had saw on Facebook somewhere it was someone's birthday.
I don't remember. I'm trying really hard.
It was like a famous person.
It was.
Do you remember the conversation we had?
I do.
Just don't remember who we were talking about. I do not remember who you said it was.
I don't either.
Because we had talked about it being Hugh Laurie's birthday. Yeah, well.
I'll remember.
It'll come back to you. Also, back in the day, today in history, on June 11th, 65 years ago, this was pretty cool. In 1949, Hank Williams made his Grand Ole Opry debut.
That's awesome.
On this day, 65 years ago. He was singing Lovesick Blues.
Whoa, man.
Also, this will make you feel a little bit older. E.T. opened in theaters 32 years ago.
Oh, no.
Starring a very, very young Drew Barrymore in that movie.
Aren't you glad, though, that they did not remake that, have a sequel to E.T.?
Yeah, I am.
See, some movies you just got to lay off, man.
Right, yeah.
That's one of them.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely one of them. That's a classic, man. That's a classic.
The other sequels that you've seen through the years, oh, my God, why did they do that?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know it. I hear what you mean. Also, this one right here, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, was released 28 years ago. And this is a really cool statistic for our Rangers fans. 24 years ago in 1990, a 43-year-old Nolan Ryan pitched his 6th no-hitter, which made him the oldest man to throw a no-hitter, I think.
Guess what? I got one better than that.
Years old. Do you?
I went to Anaheim, won a contest there when they were the Midland Angels.
Right.
Flew us to Anaheim, and the crowd was going wild. Both teams were like in last place.
Oh, yeah.
Right? The Angels and the Rangers at the time.
Right.
So there you go. And my friend, I'm saying, hey, man, what's going on? This place is packed. You got 2 sorry teams playing tonight.
Yeah.
Well, as we entered the stadium, the announcers, going over the starting lineups. Right. And in the bullpen number 30, 34, Nolan, Ryan. I'm looking at my buddy, Nolan Ryan's pitching. Are you kidding me?
Oh, wow.
I said, yeah. So he goes 8 2/3, and his relief, they blow the game for him.
Yeah.
The next day in the paper, they're interviewing him. He's got a picture of his arm in a sling, and he says, I'm done. I'm not pitching anymore.
Really?
I got to see Nolan Ryan's last game.
That's huge right there, man. That is huge.
I still got the ticket, too. I'm going to put it on eBay. Wow. Man.
Hey, I remind everybody that tonight or Saturday night we have the movies on the mountain. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade will be showing up there by the Big Spring Film Society. At dark is whenever the movie's going to start showing. But you want to get out there a little bit early for a raffle. Have you ever been to one of these movies, Heather?
Mm-hmm.
You've never gone out and seen them? They have this big like blow up screen, like it's inflatable.
Yeah.
That they blow up, and it's pretty awesome. It's a pretty cool event. So you want to bring all the kids out there, get some lawn chairs for sure, and then go hang out on the mountain at nighttime.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, get on out there. Hey, we have the NASCAR Minute coming up on Gooney in the Morning. We got TSN next here on KBST.
Good morning. This is Morning News Break from the Texas State Network. I'm Chuck Martin reporting. Coming up this Wednesday, June 11th.
I'm LP Phillips. Photographed and fingerprinted. A criminal? Nope, it's going to be you.
After House Majority Leader Eric Cantor's stunning defeat in his Virginia re-election bid, some Texas Republicans could be next in line. Dr. Alan Sachs is a political science professor at UT Arlington.
Maybe Jeff Henselin, maybe Pete Sessions as well. Those two have been mentioned.
Majority Whip Kevin McCarthy, the number 3 GOP House leader, is also expected to challenge for the Majority Leader's post. Could there be a price to pay for the Texas Republican Party after Tea Party conservatives put their stamp on the GOP's platform adapted at its convention over the weekend?
Republican State Representative Jason Villalba says the party's stance on immigration, which he called a deport them all strategy, is going to turn off Hispanics and lead to the perishing of the party.
It just became clear to me that we were beginning to lose the party of Reagan and become something much different. And I thought that was reason enough to really step out and say something about what I thought was happening.
Villalba is calling on Reagan Republicans to speak out against what he called the 5.5%, who he says are hijacking and destroying the Texas Republican Party. Jim Forsyth, TSN News.
Senator Ted Cruz is now 100% American. His staff passed along the paperwork from the Canadian government certifying that Cruz ended his dual citizenship by renouncing his Canadian citizenship. Cruz's 1970 birth automatically made him a Canadian, and because of his mother's nationality, Cruz instantly became a U.S. citizen. While the VA works to get its house in order, doctors outside the VA are trying to help vets gain access to health care. Dr. Asa Lockhart says the Texas Medical Association is joining the American Medical Association to try and persuade President Obama to agree with the interim request.
And that the AMA would support providing full health benefits to eligible U.S. veterans to ensure that they can access the medical care they need outside of the Veterans Administration in a timely manner.
He says doctors are asking Congress to support the action until a bipartisan long-term solution can be created. Governor Perry will join Fort Hood's commander tomorrow in breaking ground for the $11 million Fort Hood Intrepid Spirit Center. It's one of 9 centers the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund plans to treat service members suffering from the most severe forms of traumatic brain injury and post-traumatic stress disorder. Guccifer, the notorious internet hacker who broke into the email accounts of George W. Bush and his family, has been sentenced to 4 years in jail by a court in Romania.
I'm Chris Schneider. The Spurs get it done in a big way.
Details ahead on TSN Morning News Break.
Better buy from Benny, and you'll get a better buy.
Now, when we say you'll get a better buy at Benny Boyd, we mean it. But what exactly does a better buy mean for you? Well, at Benny Boyd, you'll meet genuine, honest folks like yourself who will treat you right and get you exactly what you want. Especially if what you want is a better price.
Ain't no better way to buy, so don't you even try to make it worth the drive.
You can even buy your new car or truck over the phone, and Benny Boyd will deliver it right to your doorstep at no extra charge. And with over 800 cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from, you'll find the perfect vehicle at the better price. And that, my friends, is what the Benny Boyd Better Buy is all about. So come get a better buy from Benny Boyd in La Mesa at 2713 Lubbock Highway.
Better buy from Benny and you'll get a better buy. Ask Benny Boyd, y'all.
Find new roads.
Welcome back to Morning News Break. Social service agencies are beginning to lend a hand at the emergency shelter set up at Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, where an overflow number of illegal immigrant children from Central America are being held. So some of those kids are now being sent to St. PJ's, which normally helps foster kids.
The human spirit to survive, the trust that children have in others to care for them is amazing.
James Castro, who heads up the program, says the kids are given clothing, food, and remedial education. The state of Texas is being sued for not doing enough to help Hispanic students learn English.
The Mexican-American Legal Defense and Education Fund and LULAC claim that Texas is violating a federal law which says no state can deny kids educational opportunities by failing to do enough to overcome language barriers. A spokeswoman for Texas Education Commissioner Michael Williams says the agency stands ready to defend against the allegations. The most recent data shows more than 860,000 students in Texas were English language learners, more than 17% of the state's public school enrollment. Mitch Carr, TSN News.
The ACLU charges immigrants serving prison sentences are facing shocking abuse and mistreatment at the 5 privately run federal prisons in Texas that house non-U.S. citizens. The ACLU's Terry Burke says one of their recommendations is for the Justice Department to return immigration enforcement to civil immigration authorities.
Why are we putting people in prison when at the end of their prison sentence we still have to deal with the fundamental question about their immigration status?
Other recommendations include holding the privately run prisons to the same standards as federal lockups. Add Democratic Congressman Lloyd Doggett of Austin to the list of lawmakers on Capitol Hill troubled by the release of 5 Taliban commanders to secure the freedom of Sergeant Bo Bergdahl.
I think the outcry about it is in part the result of not having had adequate consultation, in part the result of people who never agree with President Obama on anything.
Doggett says it's also due to legitimate concerns about how the situation was handled. Scientists investigating a radiation leak at a nuclear waste dump say they discovered 2 potentially explosive containers at the waste control specialist's temporary storage site in Andrews, that is in West Texas. Police across the Lone Star State are urging parents to lock up their guns now that kids are out for summer vacation. In San Antonio, 2 children have died in the last 2 weeks when they found guns in their homes.
Aside from all the tragedy and grief that you're going to suffer as a parent who left their gun out for their child to get a hold of, it is a crime. We will charge you. The DA will prosecute, and it's just unnecessary.
San Antonio Chief William McManus says he supports the citizens' rights to own weapons, but he says a gun safe is the best place to stash them. Fingerprinting innocent people is going mainstream. TSN's LP Phillips reports lawmakers want your prints on file before you get your driver's license renewed.
The law went on the books this year, and DPS has begun making people give all 10 fingerprints before it'll renew your license. Kurt Schwartz of ACLU Texas says fingerprints are not necessary to drive. It's just a way for lawmakers to get more information about you.
The government can come up with some explanation, some rational explanation for it. Even if it passes the laugh test, then it's likely to be upheld.
DPS's explanation came to us in an email that your fingerprints will help cut down on identity theft, fraud, and terrorism. LP Phillips, TSN News.
Austin came in 7th in a NerdWallet list of the top 20 gay-friendly cities in the U.S. Dallas was 17th. The financial consumer site noted Austin had the fewest number of sexually oriented hate crimes reported. And even though Houston is led by a gay mayor and has seen to it that gay-friendly measures are in place, did not make the list. The city of Houston, meantime, reaching a tentative deal with its firefighters union on a 30-month labor agreement that includes a 4% pay raise effective in January, but the firefighters give up banking unused vacation days of co-workers. Next, Mike Rogers.
Chuck, they're climbing into the water to go face-to-face with a great white shark.
We've never had an incident or an accident. It's a really safe, fun thing to do.
And you won't believe how they're attracting those sharks. We'll have more coming up on the other side of the news.
And Chris Schneider has sports as Morning News Break for Wednesday, June 11th continues.
It's the green time of year when trees display their new leaves and fresh grass decorates the yard. This is the active season, when you do summer things. Go to a baseball game, go swimming, catch a fish, take a fun trip to Six Flags, or just relax with friends on the patio. You're going to be doing some extra driving, and you want your car or pickup to be ready to go when you are. If you need a part, call Westex at 263-5000. The folks in the know when it comes to parts for late model pickups. Snyder Highway, Big Spring.
Yes, Park Place is the place to live for active seniors. Yes, Park Place offers a maintenance-free lifestyle. Yes, Park Place offers transportation to appointments, shopping, and special events. Yes, Park Place provides 3 well-balanced meals each day. Yes, Park Place is affordable. Come see Amanda Cole Calvio and say yes to real living at Park Place, 501 West 17th, Big Spring.
So. And now here's TSN's Mike Rogers with the other side of the news.
Oh, it seems almost incomprehensible to people in other parts of the world, but did you know that in Australia, they jump into the water with great white sharks just for fun?
So we have a cage over the back of the boat, climb down the cage, and they're breathing underwater and just sort of keeping an eye out.
And Matt Waller, who's been doing this for 5 years now with a company called Adventure Bay Charters, says it's totally safe, and it's gone high-tech as well. Now that Matt's come up with a new way to attract the sharks.
What we do is we use what's called acoustic attraction. We make certain vibrations in the water.
A bass beat, actually. A heavy, thumping bass beat.
And the most successful we've had so far is with AC/DC. So we play Shook Me All Night Long and Back in Black underwater, and the sharks come around.
And why wouldn't they?
I like AC/DC, so why wouldn't everybody else?
It is an Australian band, after all.
Why not? They're Aussie Sharks, man.
Yeah, they're probably down there right now, popping up Fosters and spreading Vegemite on toasts. Hey, hit him with another one right now, Matt.
We've actually got a speaker attached to the cage. While people are in there, they can actually hear the music playing, which is pretty cool. The good thing about this is it's what I call omnidirectional, so it's everywhere at the same time. If there's a shark in the bay, they're going to come past to have a look.
This makes them forget all about the blood in the water.
The first couple of trials we did, the sharks actually came up and rubbed their face onto the speaker.
And who knows? AC/DC could just be the beginning.
I haven't yet tried Justin Bieber. Not really on my playlist, but, maybe one day we'll see.
That might repel the sharks.
Well, who's to know?
And I'm Mike Rogers with the other side of the news on TSN.
Chris Schneider's got sports.
Thank you, Chuck. Good morning. Game 3 of the NBA Finals. A bit one-sided on the Texans side. Spurs go up 2-1 following quite the shooting night. They made 19 of their first 21 shots, fired at 76% in the best shooting half in NBA Finals history, and they win going away. So San Antonio up 2-1 in the series now. Game 4 goes tomorrow. Baseball saw the Rangers lose at home to the Marlins. 8-5. Marlins have a record-tying 13th straight interleague victory. The Rangers just 15-19 at home now. Astros lose in Arizona, 4-1 the final in that one. The College World Series starts this weekend with 3 Texas teams in the field of 8, UT, TCU, and Texas Tech. Cowboys and Texans continue off-season workouts. Chris Schneider, TSN Sports.
And recap our top story this morning after House Majority Leader Eric Cantor's stunning defeat to a Tea Party-backed first-time candidate in his Virginia re-election bid. Texas Republicans Jeb Hensarling and Pete Sessions could be among the GOP congressmen next in line. With Morning News Break, I'm Chuck Martin, TSN News.
My name is Phil, and this is my Alon road trip. Fina is now Alon. My crew and I are traveling to each store, bringing a new name, new signs, and a new attitude. Follow me at myalon.com. Enter to win free gas and prizes. Play our Facebook games. Apply for an Alon credit card at myalon.com. myalon.com. Enter to win free gas and prizes. Play our Facebook games. Apply for an Alon credit card at myalon.com. myalon.com. And I'll see you along the way.
Total Alarm Company, this is Todd.
Yeah, hi. Can you guys handle pretty big jobs?
How big are we talking?
Well, super duper big, Todd.
Yeah, this is my dad's business. I just work here summers.
Well, he is going to be so proud of you. You are about to lock in a deal to install a smoke alarm system in every single forest in America.
Cool. Like, the buildings there? The ranger places?
No, the forest.
I don't understand.
Well, we are a group of concerned citizens, and we want to install alarm systems in the forest to alert the animals. You guys probably see the effects of people's lack of respect for fire all the time, right?
Yeah. Dad?
Yeah.
This is Claude. What can I do for you?
Can you install a smoke alarm system in every forest in America?
This is a joke.
No, we just want to combat people's bad behavior and warn the animals when there's a fire.
Only you can prevent wildfires. Brought to you by Smokey Bear, the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, the Ad Council, and this station.
Thank you so much for showing me another apartment. That last apartment looked more like a tool shed.
That's because it was a tool shed, dear. I thought I'd show you the less than desirable apartments first because your credit is, shall we say, less than acceptable. But no worries, plenty of apartments. Let's try this one. Comfy, loquacious, and subtle.
It's a broom closet.
Don't be silly, dear. It was a broom closet. Now it's Department 3AA.
Bathroom?
Down the hall. We thought of building one in the corner, but you need the corner for your boots.
Boots? What boots?
Well, you obviously bought something on your credit card and didn't make any payments because your credit is, well, down the drain.
Actually, it's handbags.
Well, there you go. Handbag corner.
Yeah, do you have any other apartments?
Not unless you want to live in a display window. Do you?
Potential landlords can and will check your credit before giving you a lease. Don't let your credit put you in a bad place. Go to controlyourcredit.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Treasury and the Ad Council.
I wear slippers. I think they're comfortable. And because they slip on so quickly, they're slippers, I can get to McDonald's to enjoy the dollar menu at breakfast. I can get a cup of freshly brewed premium roast coffee, a savory sausage burrito, maybe a sausage McMuffin, who knows? Two things for sure, though. I can count on getting them for just $1. And I'll be wearing slippers.
Every day, as always, there's a lot to love for a little on McDonald's Dollar Menu at participating McDonald's.
Thanks for making the lunch run, Jeff.
You know why he's making the McDonald's run every day, don't you?
Yeah, the fries.
The FIFA World Cup, he'll play ole game. He's taking everybody's game pieces so he can win the prizes.
Prizes? Come back here, Jeff.
Catch the passion at McDonald's. Savor a Big Mac, chicken McNuggets, or fries, and you can win trips, free food, or other great prizes. There's something for everyone to love at McDonald's.
No purchase necessary. Ends in store 7714 or while supplies last. Must be 18 years to enter online. See rules at participating McDonald's and mcd1gold.com. Void where prohibited.
Now it's time for the NASCAR Minute, brought to you by Dale Coates Heating and Air Conditioning and 87 Auto Sales on the K-Best Morning Program.
That's right. It's time for the NASCAR Minute, brought to you by 87 Auto Sales and Dale Coates Heating and Air Conditioning. I have Dale Coates and Tim Knox on the line. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Happy Wednesday to you. We're halfway to the end of the week. Got some big racing going on.
And we're getting that much closer to it. You know, being Wednesday, we're just a couple more days away. But, you know, let's make me and Tim happy because we're both Dale Jr. fans. And, Tim, we'll probably make your mom happy too, right?
Oh, believe me, my mom, you know, I worry every time Junior wins a race because I'm afraid she might have a heart attack, you know, so I'm always careful with that. I always got to check on her afterwards. But, hey, you know, I mean, Junior's having a good season, you know, and even before the year, we kind of thought that. As a matter of fact, whenever we made our picks for the championship, I picked Junior, you know. You just had that feeling of it was going to be a good season for him. And he started off, of course, on a great note, you know, winning the Daytona 500, getting the second the following week, and you know, I don't want to say there's been some missteps here and there, but, you know, it's racing and you're not always going to finish in the top two. But he's had a great year. He followed that up with another win last week at Pocono, and first time he's ever won at that track. And then, you know, you have all that. We're going to a track where it seems like it's been the only track where he's had success with Hendrick since he got there.
You're right, and that's the big talk this week is the 88 the new 48? And that was the question posed to him the other day. Are you the new 48? He said, no, I'm not the 48.
but I'd love to be the new 88 and make my own mark in this sport. And I think he's doing that, Tim. I mean, he's so consistent this year. And you tell me, I mean, you and I are both a Dale Jr. follower. Does he not seem to be a happier guy now than you've ever seen him since I don't even know when, maybe since he left DEI?
It's not even close, you know. I mean, you could see the frustration written all over his face, every interview, every race, you know, because and it's not that necessarily that the wins weren't coming. They just that team just wasn't where they needed to be, and you could tell that he felt it, you know. And starting the season off with the win, I think that worked wonders, not just for him but for that whole team. And I think it gave him the confidence to do a lot of things that you know, you can only do whenever everyone's confident that it can get accomplished. And they're actually doing that, and they're succeeding at it. So, you know, it's just one of those things that just compounds as the season goes on. That's why he's going to be tough down the stretch.
And I think you're right with what you're saying, and I think something to add to what you're saying is the new format. Once he won Daytona, he was pretty much guaranteed, you know, a chance to be in the championship race. So he's been able to take chances since the second race of the season that other guys haven't been able to do. And I think that's paying off. I mean, he should have won Vegas, run out of gas with a quarter of a lap to go. But it just seems to me that he's a totally different Dale Jr., more comfortable in himself, in his own race team. I think maybe there's something to do with maybe he's fixing to get married.
You know, and who knows? I mean, it's probably a culmination of everything that we've talked about. You know, I mean, I'm sure everything is kind of playing a factor into it, but it's good for the sport. You know, it's just like any other sport. Whenever your top star's performing well, the sport gets healthier with it. You know, so it's a good thing for NASCAR.
Unless you're basketball, NBA, and then you're LeBron James, because they you know, the ratings spike when LeBron loses. So
well, but that's you know, a little bit of a different story because he brought that on himself. You know, I mean, he's not a likable guy. You know, I mean, I should say the most likable person in the sport, and I think, you know, even people who aren't Junior fans, I think they respect him and they do like him just for the simple fact of he's a humble guy. You know, I mean, whenever he's made mistakes on the track, he owns up to it, even if it wasn't necessarily his fault. He doesn't point fingers at anybody. No. You don't see him out there causing trouble and kind of making a rear end of himself. He's always carried himself in a very classy manner, and even people who aren't Dale Jr. fans respect that. You know, I mean, and people have said that, and obviously I think it's pretty well known. But you know, he's earned that. So he's earned that most popular driver. He's earned the respect of his peers and the fans, and so it's good for the sport whenever he does well.
Well, you're right. And with that being said, we'll segue back to Gooney, because that's what Gooney's all about. I mean, he never points fingers. He owns up to all his mistakes.
I do. I know that I'm horrible at picking people. That's for sure.
I wasn't saying you picked anybody right or wrong. I'm talking about life in general.
Yeah, well, I try to do my best. Well, looking at the points, guys, Dale Jr. now, he's in third place, not too far behind Matt Kenseth, who's in second. Jeff Gordon's still holding the ranks up at the top. Jimmy Johnson in fourth, and Brad Keselowski finishing out the top 5 in points. Of course, our points, you can check those out at the website kbsmedia.com. We now have those up there, and you can play along. Tim, you're still in first. I'm in second. Dale, you're in third. Hopefully, we can mix it up a little bit after this weekend's race. Of course, we got Michigan Sunday at noon.
Watch out for Dale Jr.
There you go. Well, thanks, guys. Y'all have a fantastic rest of the week. Thanks a lot. That was Dale Coates and Tim Knox with the NASCAR Minute, brought to you by 87 Auto Sales and Dale Coates Heating and AC.
87 Auto Sales Big Spring huge tax refund sale. Over 250 clean pre-owned cars, SUVs, and pickups to choose from. 87 Auto Sales finances for their customers right there at the dealership. So take your refund check, drive away the same day. 87 Auto Sales has the right vehicle for your needs. They've served West Texas over 40 years. 87 Auto Sales, corner of 3rd and Gregg, Big Spring. Call 263-8787. Right on the corner and right on the price.
The oil field is booming in Howard County. If you're in an RV or travel trailer and the AC isn't working quite right, call me, Dale Coates. I have over 20 years experience installing and repairing air conditioners. And you don't have to bring your trailer to me. I'll come see you. So just call 714-4688 for Dale Coates Heating and AC. And remember, if you're in an RV or travel trailer, I'll come to you. Call 714-4688 for Dale Coates.
Rodeo is the official sport of Texas. The rodeo in Big Spring runs from June 19th through the 21st. The All-American Cowgirl Chicks entertain each night. There'll be bull riding, mutton busting, riders, ropers, and clowns, even Shetland riders. Jay Cooker plays for the Friday night dance, and Saturday, AC and the Heaters opens for Roger Krieger. Get ready to rodeo. It's the original extreme sport. 8 p.m. nightly in the Rodeo Bowl in Big Spring.
Coming to theaters near you, the hottest movie of the summer. Wait, wrong voice track. You're listening to Gooney in the Morning on KBST.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Hot air balloon that can go to space.
I don't know the words.
Yeah, like I don't care, baby, by the way.
That's right. There we go. There it is.
Because I'm happy come alone if you
Welcome back. Gooney in the Morning on KBST AM and FM. Oh, it's been a day already. But we're halfway through the week, Heather. It's almost over.
I know.
It's almost Friday. It'll be here before you know it.
Come on, Friday.
I want to remind everybody that the Big Spring Film Society will be doing Movies on the Mountain Saturday. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Get your lounge chairs, get your kids, go up there. The movie will start at dark, but you want to get out there early. They're going to be raffling off some pretty cool theme park tickets and stuff.
Like Slitterbond and all kinds of stuff.
Harbor. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Six Flags, Fiesta Texas, all kinds of great stuff. They just auctioned off this really cool chair. It's like one of those huge wooden chairs. I mean, it's big. And it said Big Spring Film Society had their logo on it. It was really neat.
That's awesome.
It was pretty cool. I thought it was neat.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to do that. What was your favorite part of today's show?
Let me think. It would have to be you calling me out on how clumsy I am.
Just letting everybody know.
Yeah.
Everybody know. Hey, reminder, we have Travis Kistler on today on Community Calendar.
Yep.
You want to stay tuned. About 8:15 is when that kicks off. They'll be talking about open carry, Texas.
Texas open carry.
Texas open carry. Texas comes first in that.
Yeah.
That'll be cool. That'll be good. Stay tuned. They're going to have an event coming up soon.
So stay tuned.
Here in town. My favorite part of today's show would have to be in the 5 random facts of today.
Yeah.
5 random facts for the day, where it was talking about Nolan Ryan. And
that's pretty cool.
And how he was 43 years old and threw a no-hitter. That is amazing.
He's a natural, man.
I'm 29 years old, and I can't even hit. Which I did get one hit when we played Celebrity Ragball.
I got 2.
I only tried once because after that hit, I was like, all right, I'm done. We're good. I don't want to make a fool of myself.
I only went up to bat twice. And so...
2 for 2?
2 for 2.
I was 1 for 1. I didn't want to go again. I was like, no, I'm good. I got my 1 hit. It was funny, though. And, hey, it made us laugh. And remember, if you're not laughing, you're not living.
Westex Auto Parts on the Snyder Highway in Big Spring loves auto parts. The place is full of them, so many it's nearly impossible to count. And new ones are arriving every day. Westex knows where the parts are, and if you need one that's unique and hard to find, Westex can probably find it for you through its nationwide communication system with parts dealers all across the country. Westex, the folks in the know when it comes to auto parts. Snyder Highway, Big Spring.
The Cole family owns and operates Parkview Nursing and Rehabilitation. When you have a question about treatment, care of your loved one, or just need to talk to the boss, someone from the family will be there to listen and help. Parkview is a comforting, loving, and gentle place for specialized nursing care. 34 years of nursing home and rehab experience, hometown ownership, and local management make Parkview your best choice for rehab and recovery. Parkview, Wasson and Parkway, Big Spring.
This is the Huckabee Report for Wednesday. I'm Mike Huckabee. The hottest new